Don't kill me! Here we go! No! Please don't hurt me. I'm too valuable to die! Don't! Don't hurt me! Just leave me be! Down they go!
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That way the downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him into custody.
I won't tell. Nicely done.
I'll find whoever did this.
the records show that Dr. 22K's cause of death is cerebral vascular incident.
I'm ready for this!
Don't hurt me!
You gotta teach me that.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these? The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Fudge, a salt sour candy shell aroma.
You should give our latest. Don't take my. Have a.
So, how's this work?
We interrupted.
Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
Story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the...
Okay. Owen. Oh, no, that's on account of mine not being... I've just been lying awake. Well, drunk's what I mean. But
Didn't think you had it in you.
oh, no, it's good. Oh, Captain, I'm pining for June like some... You're funny. I like the ones with grand romances. I don't know what to do. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval. Then it all went down. I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and I need another drink. Okay, maybe you're... Shh. Okay. Everything? Does she think I'm as pretty as I think? What if she's still got feelings? Don't you tease me in my... You know... That's... What do you mean, Cap? So I should just be... Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. I suppose so, but... Well, Captain, this has been... Oh gosh, all right. Okay. Thanks for hearing me out.
This was fun.
Oh, all right. Come on.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You...
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. You're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
I had a patient who went swimming at a place like this. Got eaten from the inside out by parasitic amoebas.
You'd think folks were pissing in the alleyways as bad as it stinks.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay? Bosley.
This looks like the place. Ready to get...
Welcome to the offices of the Great... I'm obligated to inform... Some people, but no one in...
It's like they...
So, what kind... I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively.
Hey, those are...
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. You can't, of course. Only if we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a Oh, you mean well, hypothetical. And you'd but you wouldn't actually do that, of course. Please, my policy only covers paper. Very well. I'll need the name of the... the payout... Plenty. We've insured... That policy is almost... in the unlikely of... One thing's for sure. Can we talk?
You really did it. Hey, you did the... I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off. Yeah. The funny thing, I've never been much of a... If only you could have been my... Anyway, enough of that. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. You sure? Because my kind of friends will... You don't have... Still, maybe you've got a point. So... It's nothing personal. Anyway...
Dead center.
Hey, Captain. Oh, that... I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super... I reread my message in the morning, and it was... Oh, she called mashed potatoes smashed potatoes. I've ruined things in the past. I want to be honest with her. Oh, isn't she sweet? I ought to go right.
We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
I've kept myself busy in your absence. All I need... What? Oh, yes, well, that's... Why do you think we... Oh, hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a system. That's not a... That makes two things we don't have. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the hopes... Human test subjects. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started. Those poor people, they must... What nonsense. People aren't just... I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopeless. I used to work for these people. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? Short of lining up every do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Science. The board's going to dispose of them all. And we need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them. Merciful gibbering law! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the Yes, exactly. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector...
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do...
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use...
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety.
Your instincts are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is... Welcome back, Captain. You have a message from Adjutant...
No one ever looks quite the same in person as... And my reports of you have been You have something I want. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to... Wells is a dangerous madman. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact...
Adjutant Akonde's call... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable...
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across the system. What could go wrong? So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose? There's a sobering thought. Makes me want to drink. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme? Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies, but I think you really mean it. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy? I'd settle for a bottle of whiskey and some lubrinicine, but I've never been much of a self-starter. Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. The part with the hope, I mean, not the other thing. Anything else?
Yep, be right over.
You got him.
What was that? I'd better take a look.
That was clean. didn't want to tempt us, why'd they lock it up? Let's hope we don't have to run in a hurry. Huh?
Remember not to take breaks on company time.
Sure.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
System. Security patrol. Warning. That activity is an error. Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from
I find myself glad to have no olfactory system.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
Go! Don't mess with us!
Something's not right. I'm gonna go have a look.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Hope's so much like Groundbreaker. I knew they were sisters, but it's eerie. Like walking in another universe where we all died.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through... Are you sure? That is extreme... And also potentially kill it. Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to...
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp.
Yes, I am aware.
You should not be doing this.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all... Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Did we move? I hardly felt a thing.
Was that an attempt at humor, Doctor? Certain levels of drollness are difficult for me to discern. Captain, I am Captain. I shall now...
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about... I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Not a peep from me.
How'd you do that so fast?
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
So Wells has been arrested and locked up in Tartarus. This is a nightmare. That place terrifies even the most hardened.
Mr. Phineas is just about the only person with power trying to do any kind of good and...
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclination.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting...
Let's just do it! Kick down some doors,
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
We gonna prepare? Sure.
Now that's a program I can get behind.
Thinking on your feet's more important anyhow.
Yes, who needs a plan?
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface... Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving...
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crime... I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your... Wait, you're the stylist? Thank the law you're here. Everyone knows how particular the chairman is about his eyebrows. Here, take my biometric ID instead. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the... Pay no mind to that, just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
Okay, keep him quiet.
Something's not right.
Searching security.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardats!
You got him.
What was that? I'd better take a look. Protect it!
We're in my style. Not even a scratch.
Target! Your execution rocks!
Garbage out the airlock. Great. More paper.
does a prison have for bars when it's got a storm like that guarding the gates?
Getting in's one thing. Let's just hope we're able to get out again. Nice of them to leave us a few options.
That was clean.
Here we go.
Now.
Nice one.
Bottleneck destroyed.
I got another fight in me.
Real slick.
Mess with us.
I'll find whoever did this.
Ready for more?
Okay, gone quiet.
We're doing this! Look at us!
Imagine being locked up in a place like this. Just the weight of all that stone and steel. Ugh, it's making me sick.
Here we go! Like true professionals.
I'm working as fast as I can, all right? If y'all would quit bothering me, I'd get this done sooner. Fixing the FPS system. FPS system. It's redundant, Melody. Can you just let me work? I'm almost done. Forced pacification system. If the prisoners riot, we gas them. It went a little haywire after the last deployment, so here I am. Anyway,
That was clean.
captain's here. Let's go. I want to see all of you busters.
Keep this up and I won't have any new battle scars.
Him. We're doing this!
Take him down!
Don't mess with us.
I'll find whoever did this.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? But that's between us. As far as my Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat is. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
At least that means someone's recognizing our work.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton descent. We don't need your help. You have? Is that what you were doing at the Ministry? Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Don't mess with this.
Worker.
Come down! Don't mess with us.
Guess this is it, huh?
Whatever comes of this, I'm just real glad to know you all.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. I'm afraid I can't do that. You have a flair for subtlety. If you'd worked for me, you would have been the greatest fixer Halcyon has ever seen. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony. In that we are in agreement. An end to violence is precisely what I want. An end to chaos. An end to senseless loss of life. The only obstacle standing in my way is you. I wish you'd simply cooperated with me. You're the finest marksman in Halcyon. You could have been my gun. Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me. Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony. My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more. That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word. Damn you. You are telling the truth. My scientists have been lying to me, and I was stupid enough to trust them at their word. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those experiments. You've set us back decades. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells. You were too dangerous to leave unsupervised. I had to make use of you. When I sent you to deal with Phineas, I thought I'd won you over. You chose to ally yourself with an irrational madman. I gave you a chance to serve the law, and you sided with anarchy. Why? Your convictions are admirable. even if they are sorely misplaced. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Sweeping the area.
Here they come!
Now's not the time, Parvati!
Has been terminated.
Heads down.
Lethality.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, you're right. The road is long, and we haven't a moment to waste. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us? The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves, but I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the Iconoclasts spread like wildfire. Zora's focus on logistics made for a safer Monarch, where the Iconoclasts enjoyed a surge of new blood looking to join the ranks from struggling townships. Life on Monarch slowly improved from a desperate fight for survival to prosperous growth and more permanent strength. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. After all he'd seen and heard adventuring with you, the vicar Maximilian de Soto renounced his faith and joined the effort to rebuild the colony. Ironically, he finally found the joy that had eluded him over the course of his life, and realized that perhaps he was always meant to be just a simple laborer after all. He quickly dismissed the idea. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable, the deep end of a bottle. and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the unreliable supply closet to this day. Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the riot on Tartarus, and partnered with Chairman Rockwell to run the colony together. As Halcyon looked toward the future, you remained a constant presence in the colony's administration. You were never weighed down by bureaucracy, and you never had to dirty your hands with politics. You had people who did that for you. By your influence, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.